Hello, it's Fiona MacDonald-Bayliss. How are you? Beautiful, amazing, infinite being, playing on this intense earth plane as we speak. Wow. Well, it's been a roller coaster ride, but I do have something to ask you. I've got something to ask you, which is in the past year and a half, how much have you changed? How much more strength have you got? How much potency have you gleaned from this past year? What's your awareness and your allowance status? Because mine's gone through the roof. Mine's gone through the roof. I've got stronger and clearer. Have you seen who people truly are in your life? I have. It's been fantastic. I was projecting so much incredible, amazing virtues on some people. I even had a couple on a pedestal, admiring them so much, and then realizing them, gosh, they really didn't deserve the pedestal. We don't put anybody on a pedestal, because putting somebody on a pedestal is actually a lie, because nobody's greater or lesser than you. We're uniquely different, but nobody's greater or lesser than you. So anyone or anything you've put on a pedestal, let the unseen be sighted, okay, so that you can really see that, so you can clear that. So yeah, so it's been such an amazing time for me, and all the people that I know that are traveling and traversing this journey with me, who actually have the awareness, that have been sharing, communicating with me what's actually going on. Thank you, guys. This amazing journey, without you, my dearest and nearest, without you, I don't know where I'd be. It's because it's been so challenging on so many levels, sort of collective consciously, it's been challenging, but every single person personally has been going through and facing their nemesis, and really having to face their shadow self, seeing the people in their lives. Many have split up, and I know that deeply sadly many people have taken their lives. Like, it's gone through the roof. But of course the mainstream isn't talking about that. They have one narrative, and one narrative only, and we know what that narrative is. And so we don't need to go there, actually. I'd like to inspire and encourage you, rather than go down those holes. There's lots of people going down there, and power to them. So my main thing was about how far have you come this year, and really acknowledge that, really acknowledge how far you've come. It's everybody was kind of going along, doing their bit, doing their meditation or yoga or energy work, whatever it was that kind of made them sing. And yet this past year, it's like there's been an intensity of more focus, more choice, more consistency, more time spent with those energies of our brightest future now. I call it the brightest, beautiful future now. And there is more of us working with that energy, running energy, using our gifts, skills, and capacities on that level to create, instigate, and navigate our days, creating, generating this. And that's what's created this huge shift in collective consciousness. Guys, I said a year and a half ago about the emergency broad system going off, and it hasn't, and it still might. And I was talking that it already happened. Everything had already been done and dusted. And people were thinking I was insane, but I still stand by it. I know, I still stand by it. I do. So just look at where you've come and acknowledge yourself and where you've come. Also, your allowance. So I commune with my benevolent beings, my spirit friends, and my own inner, because it's basically one and the same, really. I was communing with them, and I was told that every single person on this planet who is not in the third world, because that's a different story. And wow, I'm so happy that these are all every mouth is going to be fed in the next few years. How amazing is that with this new future Earth? So they said to me that every single person had heard some semblance of the truth, and either they'd shut it down or they'd followed the thread of their own research and knowing to then discover and awaken to what's truly, truly going on. Now, at the moment, there are many, many people still asleep, many people still asleep. But what's coming in the next few weeks, few months is it's not going to be like an overnight, I get kind of wake up call, or there'll be a little bit of that. It's actually going to be a slow, eventual process, because if people were waking up to what was truly going on all at once, it would actually plummet the timeline that we're on. I don't use timelines, but I am here because people get it. So the 3D and the 5D timeline, we're on this 5D timeline. I'm going to call it that. We're on the 5D timeline. We've got connections to the third. So every single day, however you see it or are aware of the energy of it, just keep slicing it. Keep slicing that timeline away. Now, unfortunately, there are some people on that timeline that you know and possibly love. And yet, we really, really, really need to shift this timeline. Every night, there are people creating a very dark energy on this planet. Every night, because those that have been creating crimes against humanity are part of that, and they know that they are facing life imprisonment, or they are facing the death sentence. So they are doing everything they possibly can to stop this huge shift. Now, in the next few days and weeks, couple of weeks, there's going to be okay, so basically what's really, really I need you to hear is that you trust your knowing and follow your awareness more than you ever have before. So this is what I got. No more obligations, because obligations can get you in a deep pit. No more niceties, doing something because it's a nice thing to do. If it's light and bright for you to do and you're helping and contributing to somebody, that's fine. And nothing out of curiosity. Oh, I'm just going to be here because it'll be interesting. No, you don't do that anymore. You follow your knowing and follow your energy and keep asking questions. You know, it's keeping asking the questions keeps the energy flowing. The constant energy of Tao, the universe, your own energy functionality, that is what keeps the energy flowing. As soon as you've come and decided and chosen that's the way it is, it ain't something else. And I've had so many people on Messenger and places going, oh, this is it, this is it. I'm not having anything to do with them anymore. If they ask me a question, I'll tell them, but I'm just not interested in the glass half empty or the glass half full, because the glass is constantly replenishing ourselves. It's constantly replenishing us due to the fact that we are constantly energetic beings flowing 100% of the time. We're flowing energy all the time, all the time. So our glass is constantly replenishing itself. If you choose, it's entirely up to you. That's what I'm choosing for me. How about you? What would it take? Okay, so to be in, to totally be aware. Okay, so I'm going to explain that. I know I'm going to lose people out of my life. I just want to do this. I'm over. I've lost so many people that, to be honest with you, I now feel I can speak so freely because I was a bit concerned about that, what they were thinking before. Now it doesn't really matter. Okay, so I don't know if any of you have heard about the Secret Space Program, the Secret Soldier Program. There is energies out there of people that have been MK Ultra. This is what the CIA did years and years ago. They would take people and they would basically hypnotize them in a very, very abusive way. And they would basically train them. And I won't go into too much details here, but there are many, many, many people around the world that can pick up a phone and hear one word and it's a trigger. So, for example, do you recall in the past few years, around all the city centres in many cities in the world, there have been some kind of weird shooting, or the guy then was taken out or killed himself, but he drove in and killed or stabbed people? That's what I'm talking about. All right, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. So hence the reason I'm saying, please be aware. You don't go into the CBD of your city unless it's light and bright for you and it makes your heart sing. This is so relevant at this moment. It's not going to be like that forever, but there are people in place that are just, they're like a bit like a ticking time bomb. And they've been programmed. This is not about installing fear. This is an explanation of what is current in the world. And yeah, so what else? Yeah, so follow that. We're going to see loads of false flags. You know, when these audits actually come out, and they're coming out now, it's going to be there. You know, when people actually realize that Trump won by a landslide, which is what I said it before the elections to a girlfriend of mine, and she was like, she just thought I was insane, you know, because so many people have been programmed. You know, I am not political in any way, shape or form. In fact, I'll tell you a story. When I was in Los Angeles many years ago, this guy flew me over because he liked me and he thought maybe I'd be wife material. And his friends gave me a huge barbecue in my honor. I'm a vegetarian, okay? A huge barbecue in my honor. And they were all talking about Margaret Thatcher at the time. And I just turned to them and I said, listen, I said, I'm not into earthly politics. I'm into love, peace and harmony. I said, I'm into universal politics. Well, I think he was so mortified that when he took me back to his apartment, he had a beautiful yacht, Marina Del Rey. I could have done really well there. He took me to the vast window in his apartment and he looked out and he said, Fiona, that's the star, that's the moon, and that's the yachts, and that's the marina. And he said, Fiona, that is reality, right? So I've never been into politics. And I've had some really nice sarcastic comments from a few people I know. I'm not into politics. So when Trump first got into power, the very next day in Australia, there was a documentary absolutely trashing him. Well, being psychic and very, very tuned in, my bullshit detector raised its antennae so much. And I was like, what's going on here? Something is going on here. They really, really did not want him to get in. So I started looking at it and realized, and my goodness, I started going down these rabbit holes and wow, it opened my eyes. Years ago, I was in an ancient mystery school and we were told about the deep state and the last waltz of the tyrants and what was coming. Well, I was in that mystery school and it was almost like preemptive. It was so, because there's no time in spirit, right? The connection at the school was so strong about this. I was preparing years ago for huge shift in consciousness, the Great Awakening. Anyway, now we have it. And everything that was said then is happening now. It was quite extraordinary. And what is it that people are saying at the moment? Like the difference between a conspiracy theory and the truth is about 6 months. Me think so too. Me think so. Okay, so we need a little bit more patience. Things aren't going to go as rapidly as maybe we want them to go, but keep on in there. And I tell you, there's twists and turns, and I am so incredibly optimistic. And I don't say that lightly. And I know that people have lost people, and I know that it's very challenging, but ultimately this will turn around and there will be some things that we're pleasantly surprised about. I'm not going to go into the whole list, but everything's going to be changing, from the medical, the educational, political, even the religious aspects are going to be changing hugely, hugely, because so many of them have been infiltrated. Yeah, so what else was there I wanted to say? I just want, I really want to acknowledge you guys for being on the planet, for being courageous to step out. Now is the time to step out and into having a voice, or working your energy, running your energy all the time. At night, before you go to sleep, please instigate replenishment and being taken care of, because at night we flip out of our bodies and we are doing an awful lot of work. We're doing so much work on the planet and off the planet. And just, if you're in any flux at all, just know that unless you commit fully to yourself, nobody can receive you. And commit to the most brightest, most beautiful future now, because it's coming. It is coming. It's already here. You have to live it every single day. And when those waves that don't even belong to you come in, of darkness, fear, trepidation, just blast them out of your stratosphere. Blast that energy out of your stratosphere. Whatever's coming in now, yeah, sure, there's some challenges and there's some energy and there's a bit of psychic attack going on. You know what? When you're clear and you're aware, you don't even need protection. You just have to have the absolute now presence of being and awareness to see what's actually coming at you, coming from behind and all sides. And when you're in your own awareness and you're living as the question, like, what's going on here that I need to be aware of? If you're feeling a little bit shonky, just pounce on it and use all the tools that you've got. And I'm not saying to not use protection. I love putting beautiful energy around me. I love putting beautiful frequencies, different frequencies of various aspects, elementals, elements around me. And is that protection? Yes, you could call it a protection. I call it like a heightened sense of frequency, because that suits me. It's been hard, but how simple and how easy are you prepared to actually have it? Various countries have had lots of more challenges, and we are where we chose to be, and you chose to be here this lifetime, right now, right here, and you're in the perfect place, really, truly. And the trauma and the drama, work on it, see what it is, where in your past has that occurred, and what energies belong to you and what energy truly does not belong to you. So many people are locked up into their beliefs, but would you rather believe or be aware? Because a belief is just something that you keep thinking, or somebody's told you and you keep getting it over and over again, like on the television. If you watch the news, you are being programmed by the Lily wave. This guy called Lily, he created this beautiful wave program, and it was meant actually initially for healing trauma, and it was taken by the CIA and it was manipulated so that they could use it for their own nefarious means. So when you watch the television, you go into a little bit of a state of hypnosis. So you're watching a program and it's dramatic and it's really, and then it's like, oh my goodness, and your emotions are going and you're heightened. And then the adverts come on, and those adverts whack into you exactly what they want you to buy. And for some reason, a few days later, you're at the shops and you buy those products. And that's because you've been opened up emotionally, and then they sink the energy of what they're choosing to manipulate you with. Has that happened to you? It's happened to me. Long time ago. I don't really watch TV anymore at all, but my husband watches TV, and I watch him get so crystal clear, and then he watches the news for a couple of nights and he begins to kind of get, I'm not sure what you're saying, Fee. I think you're a bit of questioning me, which is good. He's my greatest my greatest, what do you call them? Heckler. He's my greatest heckler. I'm prepared. But wonderful. He's on slide 2. So what else was there, my beautiful people? Yeah, just keep committing to yourself. Be brave, be stoic. The strength that you've garnered over the past year, where you just say, no, you will not pass my door. This is not happening here. And just know that there's going to be some good news that is going to surprise you pleasantly. That's what I'm getting. I'm just getting that, you know, it looks really, really bad and intense out there, but actually nothing is what it appears. Nothing is what it appears to be. And there's a lot of smoke and mirrors. But over the next few days, next few weeks, just keep your awareness in, explode that golden energy from your heart wherever you go. If somebody doesn't ask you a question, please don't bother to let them know any information, because they've already had the opportunity. The time is not for that. The time now is to live your most brightest, beautiful future now. But if somebody asks you a question, give it to them. Full frontal. Anyway, it's lovely to come on and say hi to you guys. It's been a while because I've been going through my own journey, and the best is truly yet to come. It truly is. And if I've lost some of you by now, then that's fine. You know, I wish you all the best in your life and living. And I'm not apologizing for myself anymore, and what I trust and know in my own being, what's really true for me. Bless you in what's true for you. Bye-bye.